Hello, my name is Elena Ionenko. I am a co-founder of TurnKey Lender, a technology provider for the financial services industry and for anyone who wants to do lending easily and automatically. TurnKey Lender was started in late 2015 with alternative lenders in mind. We spent many years developing software for the banking industry and for microfinance institutions. So we could see how the whole lending industry is transforming, and similarly to commerce, which migrated online and became e-commerce at some point, lending also migrated online, and we could see a lot of new FinTech companies focusing on digital lending, online lending, and we realized that this is a one in a lifetime opportunity. So we wanted to provide state-of-art technology, which was previously available only to the top banks and to the most advanced financial institutions, to anyone who would want to do online or digital lending. With these innovative lenders in mind, we built end-to-end platform which can support any type of loans, any scale of operations, and any type of workflows or business logic. So it's very flexible and easy to use. Initially, we were focusing on all kinds of fintech companies and non-bank lenders. And our first motto and slogan for them was compete with big banks without the big investment, because we wanted to make it very cost efficient and powerful at the same time. Later, we realized that banks started approaching us saying that they want to be like fintechs. So basically, they wanted to keep up with the competition. They wanted to provide online services and digital services and the user experience that fintechs are famous for. So we started working with banks. And then a couple of years ago, we could see that a much bigger and newer trend emerged on the market: embedded lending, when any business, any manufacturer, any retailer can provide loans or some sort of financing to their customers. And that's our big focus right now, enabling this in-house financing, embedded financing, and making any organization a lender without overloading them with credit scoring knowledge and expertise, and without the need of building a large department within the organization, without the need of building a bank within their organization. So they can use our technology, which is AI-based, which is fully automated, convenient, and user-friendly. The most exciting success story I want to share is our growth in the United States. Initially, we were based in Singapore, and that's where we've done our first sales and business development. But we could see a lot of potential of the US on the US market, and we received a lot of requests from the customers in the US, but it was really hard to work with them because of the time difference and because of being in the other part of the world. So in 2019, we set up our office in the US, and since then we were growing very rapidly. So we have a great team here, unstoppable professional who just conquered the digital lending software market. Last year in 2020, more than 60% of our revenues our global revenues were generated in the US, and the trend, we keep growing, and this year we are focusing on this region as well. So I think that's the most amazing success stories that we had since our inception. Our people are happy at work, they enjoy working with other team members, and we are expanding our teams here in the US. We are hiring more technical people, we are hiring more marketing people, we are hiring more business development people. So right now we are in a very active growth phase, and in order for us to keep up with the market demand, we need to hire and hire quickly. So we provide a lot of professional services to our customers before they can launch, before they can start actively and efficiently using our platform. We provide consultancy, we provide some configuration and integration services. So we are expanding our implementation team. We also going after new segments and new markets, so we are expanding our business development team. And right now our marketing team is brilliant but somewhat small for our growth plans, so we are planning to expand our marketing team as well. But the most important thing is we spend so much time at work, so we want people to enjoy their work experience. We want them to feel welcome, and we want them to just have good time while feeling appreciated, and while having this sense of accomplishment when they can see how their work make real impact on other businesses and on the market. Traditionally, in the banking software industry, many providers are focusing just on a certain stage of a loan life cycle. So we could see loan origination solutions, we could see loan servicing solutions. TurnKey Lender took a different approach from the very beginning, building an end-to-end platform. So we were able to manage our customers' portfolios end-to-end, which allowed us to process and to analyze a lot of data. And that's how we were able to build a lot of intelligence on top of just automation. Because in order to build an efficient and working credit scoring models, you need to see a loan end-to-end, from the cradle to the grave. And in order to build an AI-based model, you need to process a lot of data, like hundreds of thousands and millions of data points. So we had this privilege because the majority of our customers were non-bank lenders, and they managed their entire portfolios on our platform. So we were able to monitor and analyze borrowers' behavior and the impact of different characteristics or borrowers' characteristics to the performance of loans and to the creditworthiness of these individuals. We use AI for loan application, which is gaining popularity, and many businesses started using AI for loan application processing. Why it's more advanced and provides better accuracy compared to traditional approaches, and definitely compared to a manual approach. AI is capable of detecting trends and patterns which are not visible by a human eye or cannot be detected by a human mind, but also they cannot be captured by statistical approaches. One of the examples would be a cluster analysis that we do for our customers. It's when instead of looking at the traditional credit scoring models and credit scorecards, AI analyzes individual characteristics of customers and can find that even though based on traditional approaches a certain customer looks good, based on some combination of these characteristics, they might represent a risk group. So again, we cannot determine that, we cannot detect that using traditional approaches. Only AI can find such dependencies and correlations. Another thing is that in addition to using traditional credit history and credit bureau reports for decision making, AI helps to incorporate more advanced and informative data sources like bank statement information and transactional data. Again, in order to analyze a lot of information, a lot of unstructured data, you need to use AI, which is able to do it in real time and which is able to provide quick decisions on the loan application. So when we talk about embedded financing, we basically talk about any organization that makes financing part of their usual transactions with their customers. Instead of sending their customers for a loan or for financing to a third party, to a bank or to some non-bank lender, in many cases, manufacturers or retailers choose to offer these financing options themselves. So in doing so, they preserve their customers' loyalty. They don't give away their customers' data, and they can leverage this relationship further, offering them more services, providing better user experience, and using the transactional data on these financial operations for building new products, offering more promotions, and selling more of their goods and services. So essentially, when we talk about embedded financing or embedded lending, we talk about companies for which lending is not a core business. It's just one of the ways to sell more of their goods and services. We could see how many innovative lenders come up with creative ways of providing financing where people want it and at the time that they want it. Most of us had some kind of experience of going through a loan application with a bank or with a traditional institution. Usually this experience is far from ideal. It takes time, it takes some, we have to go through some manual paperwork, and then we have to wait for the decision on our loan application. And alternative and non-bank lenders took it to the next level. So in many cases, potential borrowers can apply online. They have to submit minimum information about themselves, or they can just grant an access to their bank account or accounting software, and the technology does the rest. All this information is automatically processed, the decision is automatically made, in many cases in real time or very quickly. We could see how new companies who provide point-of-sale financing emerged just few years ago, and they basically took over the market because many people, and especially younger generation, they were confused and sometimes scared by the very vague and unclear terms on the credit cards. So point of sale financing, buy now, pay later options would be very attractive to them because they can see their financial obligations beforehand. They can understand how they need to repay their loan in what installments over what period. So it was very transparent and very easy to understand. And the fact that it happened really quickly at the point of sale attracted a lot of customers and to these type of loans, and it's also attracted a lot of retailers. But what we observe now is that more advanced retailers who got familiar with this and comfortable with this concept of point of sale lending, they want to leverage and to use the data that their customers provide themselves. They don't want to send their customers to someone else's website where these customers can find other retailers, other offerings, other promotions. They want to use this information themselves, and they want to use this information to provide better customer experience and to increase the retention of their customers. So that's what triggered the whole embedded lending trend in consumer lending. At the same time, in business lending, it's been going on for some time. Many manufacturers who sell expensive equipment to healthcare providers, to other businesses, they have been providing some sort of financing for many years, but in many cases it was a purely manual process, and it was very subjective, and it was based on just some guessing, human errors and bias during the decision making. So with the new technology available off the shelf, many of these companies they start automating their already existing financial operations, which helps them to bring the relationship with customers to much higher level, and at the end of the day help them to expand their business and to grow their revenues. Initially, TurnKey Lender was founded in Singapore, and APAC region was our first market. We're still very active in that region. We're developing our business across Southeast Asia. We've set up an office in Australia, and we see a lot of traction in that region as well. Again, we work mostly with non-bank lenders and alternative lenders in that region, but also with some government organizations in Singapore. Somewhat active in Middle East. We have several banking customers in that area, and that region is developing rapidly, so we are planning to invest more in our business development activities in that region. But since 2019, our number one market is the United States and Canada, so we are focusing on growing our business in Americas, and that will be our number one priority over the next few years. As I mentioned before, unlike many of our competitors, we had the privilege of processing and analyzing a lot of data. And that's how we were able to build a lot of AI models, which can be applied to different stages of a loan life cycle, but also can be applied to different use cases. So we can support consumer loans, we can support business loans, and any kind of innovative lending. So that's what puts us apart from any competitor. A lot of AI on top just simple automation. Another differentiator would be the flexibility of our solution. From the very beginning, we built it as a no-code software. So whenever we need to configure or to customize it for a specific customer to a specific customer needs, we can do it using our proprietary tools, which helps our customers to implement their wildest dreams and the most innovative approaches to lending. There is no limit for us. We can map any workflow, we can map any decisioning logic, any credit product, any type of calculations. And that's also quite unique because the implementation times is much shorter than with any other provider that uses traditional approaches and has to do programming or hard coding. And also it gives a lot of flexibility to our customers. If they want to completely take over their processes and build their own strategies and control all their system operations and functionality in-house, we are fully supportive and we have all the tools for that. We are blessed to have a great team of brilliant professionals, but at the same time really warm and welcoming personalities. If you joined us, I'm sure you'll enjoy working with our team as much as I do every day. Working with non-profit organizations is one of the ways for our company to show that we care. We care about the future of the world, we care about the social responsibility, and we have special pricing, we have special terms for our non-profit organizations. We think that's extremely important for community building, for supporting businesses and individuals, especially in post-COVID times when many of them had to go through some sort of financial hardship. So that's a top priority for our organization. We work with non-profit companies serving businesses, with non-profit companies serving individuals, and that will remain one of the main segments that we are focusing on, because in addition to, we're a for-profit organization, but at the same time we want to make the world a better place, and that's why we'll keep working with nonprofits and we'll keep supporting them in any way we can. While, as I mentioned, we're focusing on certain regions like APAC and the United States and Canada, the fact that our platform is extremely flexible and easy to use and available pretty much off the shelf attracted customers from other countries and those who were willing to start using this technology out of Africa or out of some Middle East countries. We were open and welcoming, and so there is no limits for our technology. That's why many businesses that are planning international expansion choose us as a vendor, just because we have this unlimited flexibility in the number of countries we can support, in the number of credit products. So that's how we ended up, having customers in so many different countries. It's not that we were, going after each of these markets. It's just lenders found our technology online, tried it, liked it, and started using it. So it's as easy as just driving a self-driving car. In many cases, it doesn't require, an IT team, in-house IT team, or a big credit department. So the solution can run on pretty much autopilot, and it's very flexible. It can be quickly adapted to any country specifics and to any regulations and local compliance that's how we have customers in 50 countries. But we try to stay focused and serve our largest markets the best. Being a business leader, there's always someone that I look up at. So there are so many inspiring examples of great business leadership in the US and around the globe. So I try to follow the latest trends in business management. I try to read books written by entrepreneurs who had different approaches to the business management, who tried to make this world a better place. So that's a constant source of inspiration, just reading about other companies' successes, reading about other approaches to company culture, but also seeing our company developing and changing every day and every month, and seeing happy customers and reading and listening to great testimonials, that provides a lot of inspiration. So this feeling of making difference and impacting other people's and businesses' lives, that's what keeps us moving ahead. We can see even now, with all this transformation and digitization going on in the world, there are a lot of regions and there are a lot of countries where people are still underbanked or completely unbanked, and they don't have access to financial services and to capital if they're a small business. So our mission is to help to to bridge this gap. Our mission is to help people and businesses to get financing and capital when they need it and how they need it. So with online lending, with digital lending, with all these innovative lenders finding new ways of serving their customers, we think that we'll see a lot of interesting trends and shifts from traditional model to the new lending on demand kind of model. And the fact that non-lenders start exploring and adopting these kind of services and operations, it represents a lot of challenges for the financial institutions, but at the same time it creates a lot of interesting opportunities and benefits for consumer and for businesses, because that's what the whole transformation is about, being able to get financing and capital at the right time, on the right terms. So with TurnKey Lender, lending as easy as driving a self-driving car. So you still have to be in the car, you have to monitor all the dashboards and surroundings, but at the same time you can relax, you can trust AI and intelligence to take you where you want to be without stressing out about it, without putting too much energy and efforts into getting there. So that's what user experience of TurnKey Lender customer is like, I think. So you can focus on what you do the best, whether that planning your future business goals or attracting the right customers, and TurnKey Lender will take care of all the everyday operations for you.